So RBA player, Le Jealous James, Le Washed Up James, Le Snap Benefits James. Now here we are. Everyone is literally blaming Donald Trump for getting rid of the food stamps. But it's actually LeBron James' fault. All of this is LeBron James' fault. It's LeBron James' fault that the government is shut down. It's LeBron James' fault that the SNAP benefits ain't benefiting. Ladies and gentlemen, you ask why? Because LeBron James aura farming, spreading his hate all throughout the universe. It's destroying the economy. It's creating a world full of heartless people. Cruel, heartless people stealing all our SNAP benefits. But LeCarron James, like the true narcissist that he is, finally admits and exposes his secret jealousy and hate for Steph Curry in a sit-down interview from his Simple-Minded podcast. I'm sorry, I meant Mind the Game podcast that he has with former RBA player Steve Nash. But he tells Steph Curry that he ruined the RBA. But here's what LeBron James had to say.
I got to talk to him. Next thing you know, he's getting drafted, and it's like, oh, he's in that. I'm like, well, no, he's his own player. Like,
bro, I mean, what Mark didn't realize that he ruined the league too. Yeah. Now everyone shoots threes now. Everyone. 63s a game, 53s a game. Like,
it's all me.
Yeah, it's all Steph. It's all Steph.
But LeBron James is an extreme narcissist, and he has to shift blame onto Steph Curry for ruining the league. Not just LeBron James, but also his RBA counterparts, the Mark Jacksons. And you even heard Giannis Antetokounmpo criticize Steph Curry in a joking way. They all do it in a joking manner. And the All-Star game had been ruined because Steph Curry shoots so many threes and everybody wanted to emulate Steph Curry. But how is that Steph Curry fault? You know, you got to stop him. You got to run him off the line. I think that this was all an agenda to attack Steph Curry. LeBron James may have secretly paid media pundits to spew garbage and paint this narrative that Steph Curry ruined the league. So it takes credit from Steph Curry, and people can erase in their minds how LeBron James, the one who actually ruined the league by forming a super team. Because Amon Shumpert said the same thing about LeBron James ruining the league. But he had to shift blame onto Steph Curry for ruining the league. LeBron James was supposed to be the face of the RBA. So if you're so dominant like the media and your fans claim you are, then why didn't you impact the league? Why didn't you transcend the league like Steph Curry did? They just look at Steph Curry as an easy target, and they prey on Steph Curry because he's this, you know, he's always smiling. He's a nice guy. He's religious. So they got to attack Steph Curry because, you know, if Steph Curry was like Kobe or anybody, and they'd be like, yeah, I ruined the league for kids shooting threes, and LeBron James, you ruined it by getting rid of the competition and forming super teams. But he knows that Steph Curry isn't going to defend himself and fire back. But LeBron James, you're supposed to be the face of the league. Why didn't you stop Steph Curry from being this so-called greatest shooter in RBA history? You know, there were always great shooters before Steph Curry. You had Glenn Rice, Reggie Miller, Mitch Richmond, Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin, Ray Allen. I mean, the list goes on. These great shooters could shoot just as well as Steph Curry. What's the difference between Steph Curry shooting 15 threes a game and Ray Allen giving the green light to be able to shoot 15 threes a game or more? Nor was the defense weak as it is now. Because Michael Jordan and the Bulls, the Detroit Bad Boy Pistons, the Magic and Kareem Lakers and other teams, they weren't having it. Yes, Steph Curry is at his best when he playing off the ball. But if they got to bumping Steph Curry and touching him up as Steph Curry is coming off them screens and going behind screens and elbowing him and pushing him and roughing him up, he would have thought twice about running behind them screens. But LeBron James is just so weak. So he needed to bring Steph Curry on his platform and try to humiliate him and blame him for ruining the league to distract us from the things that he's done. But LeBron James just has to be one of the worst humans of mankind. And like Young Jeezy once said, Young Jeezy once had a line that said, if you don't like it, do something, nigga. Cause where I'm from, if we don't like, we do something, nigga. Ha ha! But that's how real men approach things. If you have a problem with something, do something about it. If you think Steph Curry was ruining the league, why not stop him? Why is it that the young players weren't influenced and wanted to be like you? That's the difference between you and Kobe and Jordan. Kobe embraced the newer generation. Kobe couldn't wait to see Steph Curry shoot all them threes during the All-Star break. He loved Steph Curry. Ask yourself, LeBron James, why are kids shooting all these threes and don't want to mimic their game after you? Why is it that the kids of today idolize and want to adopt the Mamba mentality and not the soft fruit snacks mentality? Why don't we have more slashers and passer and more of your 1 versus 5 isolation basketball? LeBron James ruined the game. You removed the competition from the game. When you quit and formed a super team with the Miami Heat, you ruined basketball. You ruined the competition on the All-Star game. Having players smiling, laughing, and being all buddy-buddy with these fake handshakes and not taking the game seriously during the All-Star game. You ruined the dunk contest. Now every player is talking about their in-game dunker. You set the tone for this load management bullcrap. You ruined the league, and behind the scenes, it's the overall consensus that you ruined the league. And that's why you have to bring Steph Curry on your platform to change the narrative. So casuals will continue to blame Steph. No, it's LeBron James' fault. And that's why you had to cheat Steph Curry in 2016 during the 2016 NBA Finals. Because you had no answer for Steph and the Warriors. So you had to be dirty and throw Draymond on the ground to have an advantage because y'all was getting embarrassed. And it would have been 3 straight back-to-back losses. Just think about that. Y'all was getting embarrassed. And you would have had 3 straight losses in the finals. From when you lost to the Spurs back in 2014, then lost in 2015 against the Warriors, and y'all excuse was, oh, well, you was up 2-1, but your excuse was Kyrie and Kevin Love got injured. So just imagine if you got embarrassed once again. There would have been no excuse because Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love weren't injured. So the sore loser that you are, you had to cheat. You had to pick up your little flip phone and call Adam Silver to have Draymond Green suspended. And that's the moment everybody's seeing that the NBA was rigged and that you cheated, and it left a bad taste in people's mouth, like your halitosis breath, allegedly.